Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing Premier League predictions, game week 2. I'm looking forward to it because last season I didn't do it as consistently as it will be this season. So it's going to be some interesting predictions, that's for sure, this week. I'm also joined by my dad. Before this video starts guys, please make sure to drop it a like if you enjoy it and subscribe if you're new. Shall we get into the video? Let's go. So then guys, the first game of the game week is Aston Villa versus Everton. As we do know, both teams did lose on the opening day, and I can only see this going one way really. I think Aston Villa are going to collect the 3 points against Everton and Frank Lampard's side. I'm going to say Aston Villa 2, Everton 1. Dad, what's your score predictions?
So first up is Aston Villa versus Everton. I think it was a shock last week seeing Villa lose, and Everton didn't do too bad, only lost by the odd goal. I'm going to look for I think it'll be a draw in this game. I think I'll go for a 1-1.
Moving on to the next game then, Arsenal versus Leicester. I'll be there tomorrow, hoping that Arsenal do collect the 3 points against a very, very struggling Leicester side. Obviously, they have lost Kasper Schmeichel and have replaced him with Danny Ward. I do think Arsenal are going to run right here. I think it's going to be 3-0 Arsenal. Gabby Jesus to get 2, Martinelli 1. Dad, what's your score predictions?
Arsenal versus Leicester, the game that we're both going to tomorrow after a great start against Palace. I'm hoping that we go and get a good result again tomorrow at home in front of the home fans. I'm going for a 3-0. I'm happy to take a 1-0 as long as we don't lose. Clean sheet would be nice, but 3-0 I'm going for.
So then guys, the next game of the game week, Brighton versus Newcastle. Obviously Brighton starting the season without Cucurella and Bassoum are both going to Chelsea and Tottenham respectively. Newcastle obviously winning on their opening game week against Nottingham Forest 2-0, the newly promoted side. Saying that though, I do think it's going to be a very, very interesting game. I like the way Graham Potter sets up his Brighton side. I also like the way Newcastle have started the season as well with some very good signings. Botman, Nick Pope, who respectively are some very good signings. I think this is going to be a very even game, but I'm going to say Newcastle edge it 2-1 in the dying embers. Dad, what are we thinking?
Brighton v Newcastle, two teams that started well in the first week of the season. I think Brighton obviously shocked a few with the way they played, and Newcastle obviously overcome Nottingham Forest. I'm expecting this to be possibly a 1-0 win to Brighton, but I can also see it going the other way with a 2-1 to Newcastle. So I'm going to make it a 2-2.
Moving swiftly on then to Man City Bournemouth. I think this is going to be a walkover here, guys. I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be 5-0 Man City. I was debating whether to go 4-0, but I pushed it up 1 and I'm going 5-0 Man City. Bournemouth obviously started the season very well with a 2-0 win against Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. But saying all that, I can't see them getting anywhere near any points away to Man City at all, really. So 5-0 Man City. What are we thinking?
Manchester City v Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth will have their work cut out up at the Etihad tomorrow. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Man City, and I think they'll be quite convincing tomorrow.
Southampton Leeds then. Obviously, Leeds started the season very well, restoring a win against Wolves with Brendan Aronson scoring a goal and also Rodrigo. I do think Brendan Aronson is going to be a very good signing for Leeds. A lot of fans in general have underestimated the signings that Leeds have made. Obviously Tyler Adams, who else have they signed? Christensen, the right back. A couple of signs from Salzburg and Leipzig, that Red Bull franchise almost. But I do think this is going to be a bit of a boring game, if I'm being honest. I think this is going to be 1-1. I think Southampton will get the start that they need and get a goal, and then Leeds will equalise in about the 80th minute. Dad, what's your score predictions?
Southampton versus Leeds. In my eyes, I can see Southampton being relegated this year unless they do change the manager. Leeds, I think, will finish in the bottom 6 but survive. And for this reason, I'm going to go for a 1-0 Leeds win.
Moving on then to Wolves versus Fulham. Fulham started the season incredibly well with a 2-2 draw at home to Liverpool. A game where I thought anyway that they should have won the game very comfortably. Obviously, their second goal, the defending should have been a little bit better for Núñez's second goal. But saying all that though, I don't think they're going to pick up the 3 points here at Wolves. I actually am going to go for a draw. I think Wolves are struggling this season, and I think they will struggle for the remainder of the season. So I'm going to say 1-1. Dad, what are we thinking for the game?
Wolves v Fulham. Wolves, again, another team I think unfortunately will struggle this season. Fulham's gave everybody a surprise with their draw at home to Liverpool. It's whether they can keep that going and take that enthusiasm and passion from that game to Wolves. I think this will be a 1-1 draw.
Moving on then, guys, to Brentford versus Manchester United. I think this is going to be a very interesting game this week. Obviously, Man United losing in their first game to Brighton 2-0. Wow, what a result that was for Brighton and Graham Potter's side. Man United starting the season very poorly. I do think Lisandro Martinez, I don't think he's going to live up to the expectations of the Premier League. He is very small, 5'9". I know a lot of people are saying 5'9" is not really an issue, but I think it's going to cost him an issue, and especially playing next to Harry Maguire. And I think I'm going to go against the odds here, guys. I'm going to say Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. I think Man United are going to start the season very, very poorly and lose their first 2 games of the season. Dad, what are we thinking?
So the evening kick-off tomorrow night is the Brentford-Manchester United game. After Manchester United losing last week, I can't see them get anything from Brentford tomorrow. I'm predicting a Brentford win by 2-0.
Moving on then, guys, to the Sunday fixtures, starting off with Nottingham Forest versus West Ham, the 2 o'clock kickoff. Nottingham Forest newly promoted, obviously losing 2-0 to a very atmospheric St James's Park. But I do think, though, Nottingham Forest are going to struggle in their first couple of games. Obviously, settling into the Premier League is always not going to be easy whatsoever. And I can see this going one way. West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 1. I think they will get a goal. I think maybe Lingard might score. But 3-1 West Ham for me. Dad, what's your score prediction for this Sunday game?
Nottingham Forest first up against West Ham. I think West Ham were disappointing last week, and I think Nottingham Forest would have been disappointed to have gone to Newcastle and lost. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Nottingham Forest in the first game on Sunday.
Moving on then, guys, to the best game of the game week, Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur. I think this could go either way. Obviously, Tottenham have strengthened their side massively, and I'm an Arsenal fan saying that, but I do think they have strengthened their side in the right areas. Chelsea, on the other hand, brought in Koulibaly and Raheem Sterling, but I do think, though, Tottenham are going to win this game. I think they're going to win it 2-1. I think Harry Kane and Son will score. Harry Kane on his first game didn't score a goal, but I think this game he's going to start firing up and get the goal that he needs to win Spurs the game against Chelsea. Dad, what are you thinking for this game? A massive, massive game.
Chelsea v Spurs is the later kick-off on Sunday. To be honest, Freddie, I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be one of goals. I'm going to go for a 3-2 win to Chelsea.
Moving on then, guys, to the last game of the game week, the Monday night fixture, Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. The last time Liverpool and Crystal Palace faced each other, it was actually at Selhurst Park. They lost 7-0, Crystal Palace, to a Liverpool side. But I do think, though, it's going to be a walkover again. I'm not saying 7-0. I'm going to say 4-0 Liverpool. I think Crystal Palace, as much as I do rate Patrick Vieira as a manager, and they have strengthened in the right positions, I think they're going to struggle against a very strong Liverpool side. 4-0 Liverpool for me. Dad, what's your predictions for the final game of the game week?
The Monday night game sees Liverpool play at home to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I think, will go to Liverpool and give them a good game. I think Liverpool will only draw this game, and I can see it being a 1-1 draw. And that completes my predictions for this weekend.
That's it for this video then, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please make sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye for now.